So we are reading Meditation for Fidgety Skeptics. And I only made it through that one chapter because last night I really wasn't feeling well and I didn't read. But I like the one chapter.
I too have only made it through one chapter. So I think
that's good.
I think that's fine. Oh, I think you made me sick.
Ew, yuck. I think that this is the perfect book for those who feel the way that I used to feel. That meditation, I mean, it says it right in the fucking title of the book for skeptics, but I was never even a skeptic. I was just like, absolutely no. There's no, I can't do it. I won't do it. So it's like the perfect book because Dan Harris opens up with his story of,
love it.
You know, I thought this was complete bullshit, and turns out it's really not. And you don't have to be some spiritual, it doesn't have to be a spiritual experience. You don't have to tie it to any sort of religion in any way. It's just your mind that you're working with, and it can be about science.
It's the perfect entry point to to this practice, right? And I think that the point that you and I have gotten to over the last 20 months, almost 2 years. Like, when do we stop counting the age of the podcast in months? I'm guessing it's the same as a baby. Like when we get to 24 months, it's just 2 years. That reading all of the self-help books just kind of go to the same point. Like, in order to change your behavior, you have to actually be thinking about your behavior.
Awareness. I'm gonna make a song about awareness.
Right. Awareness. I feel like mindfulness, I think one of the problems is that mindfulness just gets a bad rap. Like,
yeah.
Like, I mean, these days it's like, oh, we have to be mindful and but if you take away all the garbage that around mindfulness, like, it is what is going to make a difference.
Yeah, because mindfulness, like meditation, and people use mindfulness and meditation kind of interchangeable. I personally think of them differently because meditation, I feel like is my time out, like my brain time out, where I'm 100% focusing on my breathing and bringing my focus back to right now. And that's all I'm doing. I guess, kind of explain it that way. Like throughout that, my brain's going, and then I'm bringing it back. But that's the practice. Now, mindfulness, I view as that's happening in real life. Like that's happening as I'm going through life and my mind is wandering and I'm like, whoa, slow down, come back to home base. You don't need to be worrying about what's going to happen in 17 years or how you pooped your pants 20 years ago. Like, or yesterday. You don't like just come back. So that's the difference I see there is like mindfulness is the time out, or mindfulness is the real life as we're going through it. We have practiced. It's what meditation brings to you is the ability to do that in real time. Yeah. Whereas meditation is your time out.
It's the result. The mindfulness that I like to think about is exactly that. It's that pause before you give into the impulse, right? Like, ooh, this, like, I'm so overwhelmed and all I can do right now is just fucking spiral at my desk and think about all the bad things that are going to happen and how I have no control over anything. And like, and the mindfulness piece is like, whoa. It's also like, what I really found interesting about the first chapter, because I'll be honest, I wasn't looking forward to reading this book because I feel like I already know a bunch of this stuff, right? Like, I've already been face to face with both these dudes. Like, what am I going to get from reading your book that I didn't get while we were sitting in the same room? Name drop.
But I also think, go ahead.
But what, like, two of the important points that I got out of this were, like, again, meditation isn't about quieting your mind. And meditation isn't about like being a Zen Buddhist master. Meditation is about separating, for me, I'll say, meditation is more about separating the inner voice from the shit that's real. Like, I think that everyone sort of has these two voices, and I forget when he talks about it, but it was really my takeaway from this chapter was that you have a constant stream of shit that runs through your head. And a lot of that is noise that your lizard brain is just throwing at you. Like, and it's thought after thought after thought. None of it is careful. None of it is considered. It is just react, 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 react. And then behind that, you have like the reasonable voice that is like your true voice, right? Like the one that's like, whoa, 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 hold up. You know, absolutely, it isn't true that if you don't touch that doorknob before you leave the room, that something bad will happen. Like that is also a voice in your head that you can listen to, but you often just get so caught up in the monkey brain that you never get that quiet enough to listen to the other voice.
Yeah.
And I think that meditation helps you separate those two voices. And mindfulness is the ability to look at the monkey brain and be like, all right, namaste, I recognize you. Fuck off.
And that's what it's a practice.
Yeah.
And Dan Harris talks about it. I talked about it with plan over panic stuff. It's literally like the weightlifting. Like you can't sit down and meditate once and expect everything to be great. Like here are these guys who are meditating for years and years and years, and they still have their moments. Like, you know, it's not perfect, but they have built that muscle to be able to separate those voices. And that's what you're doing. Every time you meditate, you're building that muscle, like that gap between what has happened and your reaction. Every time you meditate grows a little bit. And that's the point. The one thing I want to say is any of our tens of listeners who are listening today, and you've heard us speak a lot about meditation and how awesome it is, if you're even thinking about it, I think this is the book to start with, to be honest with you. I think this is where you should start because, again, it takes out all the fluffy shit and just it focuses on the real stuff that's science-backed that makes sense, at least to me.
Yeah, and I think that's the other part that I could key in on is that I don't have to, I don't have to have a sacred space in my home with a statue of the Buddha. Like I can if I want to, but I don't have, like, that's not a requirement of what we're doing. It like, maybe I'll do that later. But right now, what I need is that space between these two voices, and sitting down and meditating for like 30 seconds is going to get me there a little bit, according to scientific research done by real scientists with a neuroscience background. Like, it takes all the good buttons for me. So I think, like, I don't have to be a hippie, dippy, patchouli smelling.
I got a candle.
I
a
could
patchouli and something else candle, and it smells so good.
Oh, college dorm.
Yeah, it smells like everybody in the house is high. It's awesome.
Like I should be watching more cartoons if my house smells like this.
Yeah, it's really awesome.
So judgy today.
I want to mention something else that you brought up is reading, because I had the same thought as you. Reading something like this is shit that we already have gone over. And I think that we say that a lot with these books because there is a lot of overlap, a lot of the same stuff. And we've said it before that just different things work for different people. But I thought about it when I started reading this, and I still think that we should read these things constantly and share them with other people, because I think that's the point of what we're doing, not just for us, but to share with other people what we think it is and help other people. Like I thought about Dan Harris and excuse me, reading this, there's a decent amount of stuff just in the first chapter that he says in 10% Happier. So he's repeating himself, but that's okay because he may reach someone else in this book. Like, if he stopped what he was doing just because he felt like he knew what he needed to know, none of us would be doing the shit.
Right. And I love that. Like I work shit. Somebody asked me how things were going, and so somebody was surprised to hear that I had a podcast, which frankly surprises me because it's all I talk about, to the point where it was a game during one of our meetings at work. Like how quickly I would mention that I had a podcast. So he was like, well, what's it about? I'm like, well, it's about mental health and it's about mental wellness. And, a lot of what we're trying to do is talk through some of the stigma that goes along with mental health and kind of normalizing that. But we're doing a lot of trying to be better people at
Mm-hmm.
the same time. Like we're trying to, eliminate some of the stigma and at the same time do some good shit for ourselves. And I think that part of being able to talk about mental health is talking about this other stuff, like this hippy dippy, like
Yeah.
stuff that doesn't necessarily jive with the corporate world, and being comfortable in those situations to say stuff like, oh, yeah, I'm doing meditation on the regular and it is being amazingly helpful.
Yeah.
Like, but then there's a super competitive part of me who is like, don't tell them about the meditation because then they'll do it and then you won't be able to drink the blood of your enemies.
Jesus.
Something,
Wow.
some. I mean, it is a
What
crazy.
happened in your childhood? I was there. Like,
I was meeting somebody new who works at my company who I just don't interact with on a regular basis, and
did
I
I
was
take
like,
all your toys when we were little?
I mean, I will say that I expected you to be a boy and B to be 10 years older. And when you came out a tiny cry baby who needed my mom's attention, I was sort of pissed. So
God.
I think just by entering my life, you made me a competitive demon. With a soft side.
Should I share this with them? Because I don't really, really, really like them. And then they're going to do it. And then they're going to talk about it. And then it's
Right.
not going to be mine anymore.
Right. Right.
God,
I
I
don't
love
want to,
you.
I feel like maybe meditation is a little bit of a competitive edge for me. And if I share it, I'm going to have to be better if I want to destroy my enemy. And I think like maybe the thing to work on isn't the sharing, but destroying my enemy might be the thing to work on.
It just sounds like Dwight Schrute.
Right. Right. I recognize that. The look on this dude's face when I was like, yeah, I am really competitive. And if at all possible, I think we were I know exactly what it was. We were talking about women's soccer. And I was talking about a game between the US and the UK. No, England, Britain. The one
See?
with the Lions. The one with the Lions. And it was outright the most aggressive physical game I have ever seen. And I was talking about how much I loved it because, legitimately, I want the women's games to be so competitive. And then we were talking about how the US had played like Venezuela the next day and how they had beaten them, I think 13-2. And I was like, no, I loved it. And I was talking about how like some people were critical because they were like, the coach should have taken her foot off the gas. And I'm like, why? No, I want Venezuela to cry as they come off the field. I want every girl on that team to question why she would even consider playing a sport that I play. And he was like, huh, right. It was just like,
Yeah.
I want them to be sad that they ever signed up for a youth sports team. And he was like, that says a lot.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really have that many thoughts on the national level, like, or really competitive level. Maybe that's what you do. Maybe you don't like send them out there and be like, you have to pass 6 times before you take a shot on goal. You and I are very different when it comes to that because I am a fan of, but you have to do it in the right way. You can't just go out there and stand still. Like you still have to get something out of it. And you use that as a way to get something out of it without completely and totally burying the other team.
This is the most competitive level. Like, if you're going to do it, you got to do it at this level. Like when you're in high school, I'm like, take your foot off the gas. Let's be reasonable.
I guess that's
These
what
are
I'm
children.
saying. Because you started with competitive level and then you ended with youth. So I wasn't sure what we were talking about.
I want the Venezuelans to be sad they ever signed up to play soccer. Like if you're playing against me at the national level, I want you to cry when you get into the locker room.
And my difference there is I just want to win. I don't necessarily want to make anybody cry. That is a bit aggressive.
Drink the blood of my enemies.
Yeah, Dwight, chill out, man.
But I mean, I I always forever would pretend like that wasn't true. Like, you're not that competitive. But I think in order to work on that, I have to recognize that
Yeah.
that is a real thing in my head.
It's awareness. It is awareness. You have to be aware of it.
Like,
And
I
I
don't
feel like as a parent, I'm much different than I was as the actual athlete. I think I was more competitive and way more aggressive as the athlete. As a parent, I'm way more subdued, I guess, and have very different opinions of how things should go. But
yes.
that's the cool thing is we're allowed to have those opinions and we're allowed to think those things. And as long as you're not at your son or daughter's high school soccer game screaming obscenities at other people and kids and whatnot, I mean, it's cool. Do what you got to
Yeah.
do.
I mean, but it is also like the reason I brought it up and the reason it ties back to the book is because that just, you gotta recognize that that's a part of your nature. And the conversation from that point was more about that side of me serves a particular purpose,
Mhm.
but it doesn't make for good relationships where those relationships need to be developed, is what I'm saying. Like, drinking the blood of my enemies is good if I'm trying to win something, but it isn't good if I'm trying to compete with people internally that I should be sharing resources with. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Exactly. Yeah.
I was like, this is how I am sometimes, but we all need to be slightly different and we all need to be on the same page and we all need to be pushing towards these same goals. But
Yeah.
if I don't recognize that part of me wants to win all the time, then I can't modify that instinct and turn it into something that's more positive. Do you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, that's where the conversation went. Like, it wasn't about me being like, that I always
The
have to be
blood
the
of my
best.
enemies.
I'm going to get it tattooed on me.
I feel like we should make t-shirts.
But it was taking that
The mental funny
understanding.
bone. We talk about funny things and mental health, and on the back, and we drink the blood of our enemies. I feel like that's
I love it.
appropriate.
That's a
Totally
t-shirt.
makes sense.
Oh, I can't wait to get that merch. I can't wait to wear that to some theme park. So yes, it's the meditation piece of it gives you the ability to say, hey, you can want to drink the blood of your enemies, but you also have to turn that into something that will work in these particular situations. Like, that was the point. Not that I'm a terrible person, because
No,
I
just
mean,
a little bit. No,
there
no.
were points in my career where I would just follow that. Like, I'm like, oh, well, you're competing for attention from somebody that I need attention from, so I will ruin whatever it is that you're trying to do. Sorry, people that I worked with before. I didn't
Uh,
realize what I was doing.
I mean, I don't know.
I mean,
I feel like I'm too selfish to even know what I was doing to other people. Maybe
which is
that's the
why
difference. It's
meditation is important.
it's not that I'm good or anything. It's just that I literally don't think of anybody else but myself.
I mean, and to bring it back to this book, one of Dan Harris's points is, people are afraid that meditation might take away your edge. I feel like in some ways, wanting the summary of your edge in a competitive, political, ambitious environment is wanting to drink the blood of your enemies. But sometimes that's good and sometimes that's what you need. That's your edge, and meditation doesn't take that away. It just gives you the ability to recognize what's actually happening
And take that energy and use it
yeah
in
and
better ways.
yeah, it keeps you from being an complete and total jerk, where I would be a complete and total jerk if I was like, no, I'm the best and everyone has to know it, and fuck you, I will win. Where I'm like, okay, yeah, competitive guy, let's make sure we win, but let's make sure everybody else wins too. At least on my
We
team.
can all, yeah, we can all win.
Yeah, I mean, that's the nice thing about these things, is there are ways to make everybody win. But you can't do that if you don't recognize that your first instinct is to push somebody down to pull yourself up. It
Ooh.
doesn't take away your edge. It gives you the advantage of being able to A, recognize that in yourself, and B, recognize it in other people so you can work together. That's all.
And meditation has come a really long way, honestly, especially recently.
Yes.
So if you need a little bit of proof that it's not just all a bunch of bullshit for hippy dippy pot smoking folks, I mean, this shit is now being used at executive levels in huge companies, being used by the Marines. What else? Entertainers, including rapper 50. And Dan Harris, this made me laugh. He said, that man got shot 9 times. I believe he deserves some peace of mind.
I was listening to that in the shower and
But I
like
mean,
dropped the soap.
but that's the thing, is that this stuff, it's not just for a small segment of people anymore. This stuff is making a huge difference with difference with large corporations, our military. Like, this is real shit. Like, it's
Yeah.
happening. A lot of professional athletes are getting into this practice, a lot of them. So it's not so much bullshit.
Well,
To
you've
read
convinced me.
a little bit of the good shit it does for you, in case you're still on the fence about getting this book, for the love of God, get the book. Reduces blood pressure, boosts recovery after the release of stress hormone cortisol. It improves the immune system. It slows age-related, what's that word?
Degeneration?
Atrophy. That's it. That makes sense. Of the brain. What is atrophy of the brain? The disintegration of your brain?
Atrophy is where things stop moving.
Okay. Thank you.
kind of
I
die.
appreciate that. Okay. I know I've heard it. And the big
I'm
thing
gonna
for
ask
us,
Chad
and
to make sure.
the big thing for us, and why it's made a huge difference in my own personal life, is that it mitigates the symptoms of depression and anxiety. So that's
Yes.
that's how we came upon it. At least I think so.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
how it makes a huge difference in my life, my daily life. It's worth checking out. And these changes in the studies, I don't have them right off the top of my head, but they're in the book. I think he said it, like, just 8 weeks, which isn't a long time. Like, it might sound like it. It's 2 months of daily meditation, and that daily meditation be 3 minutes. Like, just make it small little pieces of it, and you'll start to see these benefits. You just have to get over that hump of, well, I just wasted 5 minutes of my life because all I did was think about SpaghettiOs and whatever, and I'm not good at this, and I suck at this. Nothing is happening. Nothing is changing. Just get through that. Do another 5 minutes tomorrow. Do another 5 minutes the day after. It will happen. You will see eventually in your daily life, something will happen and you'll be like, oh, hey, I was able to take those voices and go plip and separate
I think
them.
one of the things at the end of the chapter, right? Jeff Warren starts talking about difficulty, right? Like, this doesn't feel good. Like, I will hearken back to the relationships between this and going to the gym. Fuck.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. Running
Right.
doesn't feel good when you're running. It's only after, you can complete Couch to 5K and you can run more than 20 minutes. It's exactly like that. It isn't and I will again emphasize discomfort and difficulty as the ways that you grow.
Excuse me.
Point out a time where you just grew out of like a being in a soft, warm, fuzzy space.
Just because you wanted to.
Right.
Just because you wanted to.
Everything. And I will point out again, everything is hard. Like, working with the two voices in your head, and you can't distinguish between the good one and the asshole. That's hard too. So you pick your hard.
Yeah. It's a part of life in that suffering aspect, but it's part of the growth. And exactly, it's like going to the gym, man. You're not going to walk in and do a bicep curl. Yeah. Read this book, because Dan Harris and Jeff Warren are fucking amazing. So Dan and Jeff, I know you're listening too. We love you.
Of course you are.
We love you guys.
Love you.
We love you so much that what you should do is pay for us to go on retreats.
Oh my God, yes, please. I'm in.
Let's do that. I swear to you, though, I want to do a silent retreat. It sounds ridiculous, but
I don't think we could do it at the same time.
No. If we did, we'd just have to be separated somehow and never see each other.
We have to stay in different cabins.
Yeah, we can't be around each other. No, not at all. But I do think they talked about Jeff Warren going on his silent retreat. Like, it was a really long silent retreat, though.
30 days, and he's by himself.
Yeah, it was like a month. I
kind of get it. I would, yeah, I could see it. All right, we have to wrap up because we're yammering away.
All right, buy the book.
So,
buy the book.
Chapter 2 next week.
Chapter 2.
I mean, I don't want to set a goal, but I think chapter 2 would be nice if we both got to the same place.
Hey, maybe we'll do some meditating together in an episode.
Oh
do
my
you think
gosh,
we could do it?
I bet we could. Who's the talker though? Or do we just listen to somebody else do it?
We'll maybe listen to somebody else.
We'll talk about it.
That would be awesome.
We'll talk about it.
Really quickly before we wrap up, I just want to make a statement about how you and I both did the 10% app meditation on Tuesday. We both did it. It's at 4 p.m. if you join Dan Harris's app, and it's 4 p.m. He normally has somebody on who leads the meditation. I will be honest, it was the first time I've been in that situation in a while, and I wasn't focused at all because I was fucking around with the app and whatnot. But people turn their cameras on during this.
Right.
So I think that's really what happened, is that I just wanted to watch other people, and fuck, it's entertaining. I think it defeats the purpose of meditating.
I mean, all I did was watch Kathy and her husband interact for 20 minutes. I'm like, why is he back? Didn't they just kiss? Why is he leaving? Where's Kathy's husband going? Oh, he's just going into the next room. What a loving relationship they have.
Look at Fred.
Is Harold? Harold is dead. Harold is dead. My God, look at his head. It's all the way back.
Dude is in his bed, asleep. He fell asleep. Stop with your cameras, folks. Okay.
Sorry.
That's it. Love you guys. We'll talk about chapter 2 next time, and we'll do a better job actually talking about the book. I still love what we talked about today. All right.
Yeah.
Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.